Hello, this is Kerwin, and welcome to episode 2 of the AI Travel Pulse podcast. I hope you liked episode 1, where we talked about Guide Geek. And please feel free to, leave some comments. The sole purpose of this podcast is just to share with you how to use these AI travel tools because there's so many of them that are coming out. And I know that the audience here are travelers themselves, as well as you know, travel professionals who are thinking how is AI going to affect my business? A friend of mine convinced me to use this domain that he had sitting around 10in24.com to create this website that tells you about 10 things you can do in any place in the world in 24 hours. Let's just jump right in. It's very easy to show you because this is all about showing, no talking. Well, or talking and showing. Okay, so this is the website, 10 in 24 hours is what it's called. And I wish I knew how to make that a little smaller. But so it's very simple. This has, the usually home about some things to do and contact. And these things to do were actually created from this website that's there. So 10 things to do in 24 hours. Let's just pick a city. So first, it asks you for a city. Since it's showing Sydney, because I just recently used it, we do Sydney, and we want to say, I always want to say where it is, and we're doing Sydney, Australia. And it this side is not the fastest side, and I haven't quite figured out why it's a little slower. But what it's now doing is it is going out and it is asking now. The thing about this is that how it's coded in the backend is it will go out to the GPT and it will look and say, "Hey, tell me 10 things that you can do in Australia." And then it comes back with the 10 things you can do in Sydney, Australia, whatever city that you chose. Then once it gets back to you, it gives you this list. And if you want to, you know, figure out attractions to do in Sydney, you can use a viator.com link that's here, and that's just the marketing side of it. And so it comes back and it says, hey, you could visit the Opera House, and it tells you start your day by visiting the iconic landmark, take a tour inside, or just admire the stunning architecture from the outside. Explore the Sydney Harbour Bridge, enjoy a ferry walk to Manly, catch Circular Quay to Manly, enjoy the scenic views on a 30-minute ride, and then explore the beaches. Now, I've been to this location, and I can tell you that the information that it's giving is indeed, sorry, I just need to check something on here, is indeed actually correct. Visit Taronga Zoo, meet Australia's unique wildlife at Taronga Zoo with over 4,000 animals and 350 species, and take a stroll in the Royal Botanic Gardens, visit the Museum of Contemporary Art, explore Darling Harbour, visit the Sydney Tower Eye. I'm actually not done this yet. Um, Dine at the Rocks. So that's the Rocks, a little area around the Sydney Harbour, and experience nightlife at King's Cross. So it gives me 10 different things. Now, what I can do with this is I can say, hey, folks, if you want this information emailed to you, click on this, put your name and email in, and what it does, it emails the information to you. So you have this in your email. And then I think at the end, I ask, well, do you want to subscribe to my newsletter? And you can subscribe to my newsletter. And if you want, this is one of my partners, you can do activities that get your guys. So when you click on this, it's an affiliate link. And if you book something, then I get a commission from that. Very simple, very easy. And what's happening in the back end is when this information is put in here, it if I can go in and I can edit this information. So let's say I recognize there was an error in it. I can now go into my backend and I can look at this and I can correct it. So the next time somebody search for Sydney, instead of it going out to the GPT, it'll just go to the backend and do it. Now you can do let's try, da, da, da. Let's go back home. Let's do Houston, and we'll say Texas, USA. Because apparently there's a lot of different Houstons around, and let's see what it comes back and give the information. I guess I need some wake music in here. And by the way, if you're wondering where this place in the back is, this is actually Porto. It's amazing scenery when you're heading into Porto. I think that is Porto. At least supposed to be Porto. No, I need to talk to my designer 'cause it should be Porto. Okay, so we get back to Houston, Texas. Visit the Space Center Houston, which is just south of Houston. Wander in the Houston Museum of Natural Science, which is good. Explore Museum of Fine Arts. Yep. Take a stroll in Herman Park. It's one of the beautiful parks area in Houston. And if you have kids or if you want to be an adult, you can ride the train. The railroad is actually pretty awesome. The Menil Connection is one of the best museums in the city. It's not even downtown, it's in like a little neighborhood. And so in and of itself, the location where it is actually a really nice place to visit. Explore Houston Museum District. This is near the medical center. There's a lot of museums, and it's actually a really beautiful area. Buffalo Bayou Park is another park that's downtown. The Houston Aquarium is also downtown. The Houston Galleria, which is a shopping area, and you can enjoy live performances. And so it gives you an idea. And again, you can check and send the results if you need to. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to say new search. And then it kind of malfunctioned before, so I may have to take a look at that. But let's try New York, New York City, New York City, and we'll say USA. See what it comes back with. Okay, so it's going through and it's thinking and it's thought, and then it comes back. And now it says 10 things to do in New York City. Statue of Liberty, of course, Empire, explore Central Park, visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art, eat at Katz's Deli. No, if you've never eaten at Katz's, it's really awesome. It's the quintessential thing to do if you're in New York. New York has a lot of deli food, and Katz is outstanding. There's actually one here in Houston, maybe two actually locations here in Houston. Take a stroll down Times Square, visit the 909 Memorial Museum, climb the Empire State Building. That's that's actually quite interesting because you can't really climb the Empire State Building. You can ride an elevator up to the top of this Empire State Building, but you can't really climb it. Shop on Fifth Avenue, visit the Museum of Modern Art, the MoMA, and dine in Little Italy. So there's a number of things that you can do. Now, I'm going to even take it a little better. I'm going to go a little further. Let's say we want to do Bronx, Bronx, New York. And we'll say USA. Now let's see what it comes back and say for Bronx. But this gives you an idea how you can use AI tools to create something for your readers. Now, as we delve more into this, I've used some more AI tools on my website, and I will give you some more ideas of things that you can create. And there's a whole backend side of this where I can go in, like I said, I can edit the information if it pulls something back that's incorrect. So the Bronx Zoo, of course, is good to go. The New York Botanical Gardens, tour the Yankee Stadium, visit Bronx Museum of Arts, explore Arts Avenue Market, walk the Bronx River Greenway, visit the Edgar Allan Poe Cottage. I didn't even know that was up there. Try out Bronx Ale House, visit the Wave Hill Public Gardens, explore the City Island. It should just say explore City Island. It's not that City Island. So I can go in and I can fix that. So this gives you a good idea. Trying to think of another place that's a little. There's some places that there are lots of places that are small. Um, we could probably think of a really tiny city somewhere because then you have all these bigger cities. Um, let's say something like uh, let's say Stewart, New York. I don't know what's in Stewart, except for the airport. And I think there's West Point. It's not too far, but you can't really visit West Point. You can see it, but that's in upstate. That's in upstate New York. So let's see what's involved in this one. It's thinking. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't quite figured out why it gets so slow. So Stewart, New York, Stewart State Forest, dropped by the 105th Airlift Wing. This is the home of the New York Air National Guard, where you can see military aircraft and learn about the history of the unit. I don't know if you can get over there, but explore the Hudson Valley, visit the Orange County Choppers, world famous motorcycle manufacturer. I don't know if you ever seen this. Oh, this chopper is really good. One of my family members really love this show, and it's about bikes. This guy just makes these different bikes, and he'll basically chop them up and make them. It's really cool to watch. I think maybe it's still on Discovery, but it's really good. Visit the National Purple Heart Hall of Honor. Take the Brotherhood Winery tour the Brotherhood Winery. Visit Storm King Art Center, dine at Stewart's Airport Diner. Um, Back in the day, people used to visit a lot of airports. And the reason why they visit the airports is to actually go eat at the restaurants at the airports. And Stewart Airport does have one. I've actually had food there. I hope it's still open. But we can look it up. Let's see. Stewart Airport Diner. Stewart. Stewart Airport is about a $20 ride. I think it take about half an hour or so to get from Stewart Airport down to Manhattan. And they used to have a bus that goes, you can take it right outside the airport because I'm going to show you which airline serves Stewart Airport in a bit. But you can go to the usually it's JetBlue used to fly in there, and if they still do. And when Play, I think, flies there, but I don't know if they still do. But what they would do is you would land there, then you go into the city and you can go shopping in the city, do your stuff, and then the next day you come back to the airport and you fly back across the Atlantic. So this diner is still there. It's in Newburgh, right at the airport. So that information is still valid, right? Stewart Airport to diner. So let's see. Let's make sure that that's still there. Uh, Stewart Airport Diner. Yep, so it's still out there in Stewart, right next to the airport. Okay, so now when I'm doing go to com/. I have a little. Let me go to this here. You can cancel that. But if we want to find out which airlines fly, we go airport schedules. You will have to log in. The airport is Stewart. SWF is the airport code. Uh, SW is Stewart International Airport by airline. Let's see who's flying there these days. So Allegiant, Breeze, and Play. So Play is the one that flies from Iceland, flies from Keflavik to Stewart. And then Breeze does. If you click on Breeze, it'll tell you where Breeze flies there from. Charleston, and then it does Orlando, and where is BRB? BRB Airport, Vero Beach. Okay. And so, and play goes in from Reykjavik, which is the airport is actually in Keflavik. That's why it's KEF. Uh, it's a whole other story about airports that have the name Keflavik, well, Reykjavik, but it's in Keflavik, and that's why it's KEF. Because there was an airport. There's actually an airport in Reykjavik. It's the downtown airport, but it's a domestic airport. It's not an international airport. Um, so from Allegiant goes from Fort Lauderdale, Myrtle Beach, Sanford, St. Petersburg, and I don't know where PGD is. So let's go look up PGD. Punta Gorda. Really? Who knew? Okay, so there we go. And Punta Gorda is down there in Florida. So that gives an idea of the power of AI and how you can use it, for different. So you can create something like this for your website. And as a user, if you come to 10in24.com, you can always get information about what to do in different places that you go. I was trying to think of somewhere okay, let's do Ogwadugu, Ogua. Oops, Oguadugu. I think is how it's spelled. I might be wrong, but we'll see if the OI. And I don't know which country it's in, so I'm gonna put Africa. Let's see if it'll just take Africa. Africa is not a country, it's a continent. Um, but we'll see if the AI is gonna translate it, figure out my misspellings, and come back and give me some information. Because I'm just trying to show you the power of what the AI can do. Still thinking, probably because I asked it incorrect information. Okay. So of course it comes back and it says Ogwadugu, Africa, right? But it's not. That's Ogwadugu. Well, let's go figure it out. Since I've done my number one thing of calling places incorrectly. OGUA. What it's doing is just taking what you type in and regurgitate it to you, instead of what the correct thing is. So that's probably something that I could fix in the future. So it's Ogwa, Guadugu. Um, I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but we're gonna get it right. So it's Ouagadou. It's in Burkina Faso, and where is it? Okay, and so well, let's see if what is coming up with is Ouagadougou a country? No, it is not a country. So if I go back to here and say Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, and now I have the right place. So if we go back to my thing, it says visit Opara Square, explore National War Museum, visit the Aso Rock, the UI beads of the pyramid. So since I don't know if any of this information is correct, and I think it's actually given me for a different place because I didn't tell it exactly where I needed to. And so the GPTs just be like, okay, well, let's give it a place that has the closest name to what it is. So um, what this tells you is that sometimes it doesn't give you the right information, but it's it's maybe there is a place called Ogudugu. It looks like it's actually in Nigeria. But let's see. That'll be interesting, right? Okay, let's see. Where is Okay, so uh, I think I think the search is now tainted. Um, okay, well, we can check it again because one of the places that we said is so this is actually giving me a place in Nigeria, the National War Museum. So it thinks that this place is in Nigeria. Um, okay, let's see where the Ika market is. Yeah, this is in Nigeria. So it actually thinks that whatever I asked is in Nigeria. And it's because what it's done is it thinks that it thinks that um, the that city that I'm asking for is close to the name of a place that's in Nigeria. So let's see how close. Let's see where is this place so we can probably figure out where exactly. Hmm. So where is this zoo? It's the apparently it's the largest zoo in Nigeria. Nope, that's a different zoo. Let's see, where is oops. Okay, so this zoo is located in Old Nidkerry. Um, so what that tells you that if you ask the AI for something that doesn't make any sense, it's going to give you incorrect answers because it's giving me answers, but it made up the Ogodugu place. And it's weird because you would think that it would have corrected what I did, but it didn't. So I think because I said Africa, it's just giving me places in Africa. Because it's doing Okpara Square. I don't know if we check where Okpara Square is. And because I use a continent, it has the entire continent. So it's giving me Nigeria is where. So it's giving me most of the information from Nigeria because I think it totally ignored Ogodugu because I didn't spell it correctly. Now, let's do this then. So since I now know how to spell Ogodugu, and I know it's in Burkina Faso, so let's do a new search and let's ask for Burkina Faso. Okay, let's see what it's going to give me now that I've learned how to spell Ogodugu and I know where it is. Okay, so let's see how much that is going to influence my answer. Let's see what comes back. But now, I'm not sure how to correct this now. Okay, so now because I put the right information in, I'm getting the right information out. Visit Ogodugu Cathedral, National Museum of Music, art at the Longo Sculptures and Symposium, the Central Market, National Museum of Burkina Faso, visit Ogodugu Zoo. So see what the difference is, right? You know what you're asking for, and it gives you the correct information. So it'll store this. So if you ever come back and try to use this application 10 and 24 and you spell Ogodugu correctly, then you get it. Now, one of the things with this particular application was something I need to figure out how to change is because I'm editing information that comes back or I'm storing information that comes back for a particular place. Um, if there are new attractions that come out and the GPT goes and gets that new info, well, and if there's new information, um, it's always going to give you the information that I already have stored. So what I actually need to do is to say, every time you do a search, go get new information. Compare that new information to the old information that you have. And if your new information is more current, then use your new information instead of the old information. Or somehow combine the two and take out the duplicates and give me a new list. So that's something that I need to work on, which I am sure I can do. But I'm gonna stop sharing and just give you an idea. So now you should get a really good idea of what this tool does and what you can do in your business. Or you as a traveler, there's lots of information out there that are being given to you by ChatGPT. That's just one of the, and ChatGPT is not the only AI that's available. There's Perplexity, there's Claude, there's Gemini. There's a whole bunch of other ones that are out there. So I hope this helps you. This is Kerwin with FastRider.com, cruiseoutry.com, and also at 10 and 24. And this has been another episode of the AI Travel Podcast. Talk to you soon.